Hey everybody, what's going down? One more episode to go after this, and we'll be all done with the Twin Peaks original run. So it's been a fun trip so far, revisiting all these episodes, delving a little bit more into the lore and the occult theory behind some of the stuff that's being presented in the show. I hope you've enjoyed the ride so far as well. I'll continue to review some TV episodes. Of course, the new stuff that's coming out, and I'll start looking at some older stuff and seeing which one really piques my interest. But let's stay focused on the here and now. This is episode 21 of season 2 of Twin Peaks. It is titled Miss Twin Peaks. And like I said, my version would be a lot better, but it probably wouldn't get aired on TV. You'd probably have to get it pay-per-view or, rent it in the adult section of your local rental place, or if I don't even know if those exist anymore. Maybe maybe you could illegally download it online. Anyway, yeah. So Miss Twin Peaks contest is here, and the Black Lodge is also coming soon. We start off at the cabin in the woods, Wyndham's kind of headquarters. And Leo is shackled to the wall, but is able to free Major Briggs. And says, "Save Shelley." So I guess Leo is, I don't know. He's kind of like that guy that, what was it? The guy that got a railroad spike into his head or into part of his brain, and it completely flipped his personality from like 180 degrees. Maybe that's what happened to Leo. Gets shot and gets some electric shock therapy, and all of a sudden he's a kind-hearted individual. Who would have thunk it? Wyndham comes in after Briggs is long gone. His face looks different for some reason. He's got a little surprise for Leo. And yeah, his teeth are all black. His face is almost like, it was like white as a ghost. He looks just like a ghoul or something. I don't know if perhaps he's been to some place that caused that, or he's just method acting to get in the mood for the arrival at the Black Lodge. I don't know. It's kind of strange, to be honest. Yeah, the Double R pie as usual. Some Twin Peaks talk with Norma. I guess she was a winner at one point, local beauty queen. So yeah, let's see here. Ben Horn tries to get Audrey to join the Twin Peaks contest, basically for political purposes, so she can go up there and talk about say no to Ghostwood, blah, blah, blah. But she does look very lovely in that dress, I might add. That bright red dress looks very fitting for her. Looks good. Andy apparently is obsessed with figuring out the cave painting. Dale believes, correctly of course, that Wyndham targeted the Major because of their common link with Project Blue Book. Wyndham is eavesdropping on Dale as Dale kind of discusses his most current thoughts on the matter at hand. So he does believe that Wyndham started looking for the lodge in 1965, was when Briggs said that, he was loaned out to the Air Force by the FBI. So he knew about the lodge, or had some kind of inkling of that its existence before 1965. Which, of course, is why he wanted to be part of Project Blue Book. So he brings up Josie's death to Harry and mentions something that he didn't mention before because Harry probably couldn't handle it. And that was seeing Bob after she died. He said she was, kind of racked with fear. She was, like he said, literally quaking like an animal. So just almost pure fear emanating from her. And that's the reason she died. She just died of sheer shock from fear, I guess is the easiest way to describe it. And then Dale describes Bob as having slipped through some crevice in time, which is an interesting way of putting it. And this is what I've been talking about for a while, folks, when I'm talking about the whole concept of fear. Like I said, if you ever go back through and watch the series again sometime in the future, yeah, just pay closer attention to that, all the discussions about fear, because fear, like I said, fear and love are huge factors in the universe of Twin Peaks. And we're getting to see why. Yeah. And Dale now also believes that Bob was drawn to fear, like a shark to blood in the water or something like that. And he also believes that Bob is from the Lodge. The Black Lodge is where he comes from, which we've been shown those kind of details prior to this, but of course Dale is not privy to what we're privy to. He also tells Harry that the Black Lodge is what Harry described way back when as the presence in the woods, or the evil in the woods. But unfortunately for Dale, he comes up with some new thoughts and just tips Wyndham off about how to access the lodge. And Wyndham finally has cracked the code, so to speak. Quoting him directly, "These night creatures that hover on the edge of our nightmares are drawn to us when we radiate fear." So, yep, the denizens of the Black Lodge, whether they're demons, whether they're just malevolent spirits, whatever they happen to be, is fear. Like I said, like a Mike, the one-armed man, or as also known as Philip Gerard, he talked about fear. That Bob feeds on fear. So yeah, that's pretty much true. It's their sustenance. He says their bread and butter. So evil is, and these kind of evil spirits are drawn to the emotion of fear. It's not hatred, as sometimes might be thought of, or anger, or rage, or anything. It's fear. It's what appeals to them. So this must mean that love is the key to unlocking the door to the White Lodge. Or, if love not necessarily in, the romantic sense, but maybe some semblance of like spiritual purity, something like that. Or, someone who's, like a pure-hearted individual or something. So that's my hypothesis on the White Lodge, at least for that matter, but it makes sense, and it'll be confirmed later on in the episode. But since they're two parts of a greater whole, it only makes sense that one unlocks one and one unlocks the other, these opposite, though complementary emotional states, I guess you should say. Wyndham leaves Leo in a rather unfortunate predicament. No, that's the last thing I want. I'm not a fan of those creepy crawlies at all. Wyndham then admits what we knew already, that he murdered his wife, and this is the most excited he's been since that day. So pretty twisted. Mr. Pinkle is apparently the choreographer for the Twin Peaks contest, and has all the girls dancing, doing some routine as he pervs out on them. Dick goes to the storage closet or pantry or whatever with the little Ginger Riding Hood and gets lucky in the dark. Or maybe she just gave him a little squeeze, who knows. Dale is meditating in his room a bit before he talks to Diane, or the recorder, that the messages that the mysterious Diane will hear later. But he basically just tells us a lot of what we already know, and then a few extra thoughts on Annie. Annie and Dale meet up and hook up, so good for them. Some Nadine stuff, blah blah blah, moving on. Major Briggs wanders out of the woods to this road. Hawk finds him, brings him back to the sheriff's department, and he's under the effects of haloperidol, which I should have known. I should have remembered that Wyndham Earl would have that on him because he was using it. So, but like I said, it was some kind of truth serum. I don't even know. I don't know nothing about haloperidol. If it's real, I'm assuming it's a real drug. But yeah. So anyway, it was just something to basically get him to spill his guts, and he's out of it. And I don't know if the actor just improv those lines. It was hilarious. Garland, Judy Garland. And then Dale mentions the woods, and he's like, they were lovely. The King of Romania was unable to attend. Oh, that's so hilarious. That's classic. I know that guy had to have come up with those on the spot. So the King of Romania was unable to attend. Oh, it's brilliant. Andy goes back to stare at the drawing again. Dale believes that unlike a door, like a door in a house or something, which exists in a certain time and space continuously, as long as you know it's not moved from that location, but it's always there. You can always find it to open it, and there is no specific circumstances by which need to happen other than you being right there to open and close it, etc. But unlike that kind of a door, the lodge's door opens at a certain time, though I would assume that its location in space is fixed. And yeah, we saw that little circle of trees and that little pool with the little white outline and Bob coming through. I'm assuming that is the location where the Black Lodge's door is. Of course, it's invisible, and only a denizen like Bob is able to transfer his self from there to out into the third dimension, or I guess in some sort, or able to go through that permeable membrane or whatever that's normally locked. That is the entrance to the Black Lodge. So the star alignment is or the alignment of the planets or whatever. When Jupiter and Saturn meet, so is the time that matches up with that fixed location to provide a door to open. And then Andy, of course, comes up with another line. Could the 4-H Club have anything to do with this? Oh, yes, it's the Black Lodge is a conspiracy created by the 4-H Club. The box, metal box that Andrew and his sister found inside the other boxes holds a key. So yeah, that's the mystery of that. What does that unlock? We'll find out in the next episode. Donna's parents still won't tell her the truth, so she's gonna go get it from the horse's mouth, and we'll see what that is. But I think we can all guess what the what the result is going to be. Apparently, Andy mistook the 4-H Club as symbols that represent Jupiter and Saturn, and they're in conjunction because they're laid one inside the other. So, according to Dale, and I'm sure this has some semblance in reality where astrology is concerned, that this conjunction represents huge shifts in power and fortune. With this kind of alignment, they're amplifying each other's, cosmic, spiritual, supernatural power. So it seems appropriate that a concentration of this cosmic power at the time when the Black Lodge's door is revealed is appropriate, to say the least. Garland says, protect the queen. But Dale does not hear. Though he gets the point eventually. Fear and love open the doors. That's what Garland says, mumbles out, fear and love. Again, that's what I've been harping on. So you get the point, I don't need to repeat it anymore. The Queen is the winner of Miss Twin Peaks, so Dale at least figures that out, so they need to protect the Queen. Because he thinks that the Queen is something that perhaps Wyndham will also need in order to access the Black Lodge. So that's another aspect added to the puzzle. So yeah, they got to protect the winner of Miss Twin Peaks. And then, speaking of which, well, I guess, no, I skip one point. Yeah, so basically Andy has figured out the painting, or the owl cave wall painting, but they don't give him it. No respect for poor Andy. Andy knocks over the bonsai plant, reveals that there was a bug in there, and that Wyndham Earl is way ahead of him. Yep. All right, so now we're back. Now we're at the Twin Peaks competition, and Pinkle perving on the log lady. That guy must be desperate. Woof. Wyndham comes dressed as the log lady, and Bobby Briggs either thinks it's her or another member of the family that also happens to have a log. But yeah, Bobby, you're not too bright. Donna finds out Ben Horn is her dad. Ooh, big surprise. Like I said, they just had to get, since James was out of the picture, Donna pretty much didn't have and Laura and Maddie aren't there. Donna pretty much doesn't have much of a purpose in the story, so they had to kind of concoct this little soap opera side story to, probably give her more airtime. I'm sure they had a contract with her for maybe every episode. So yeah, Donna and Audrey are sisters, half sisters. Well, assuming Audrey's mom is really her mom, because who knows? Maybe Audrey's Catherine Martell's daughter. Ben's been around the block with a few of the ladies. Yeah, so soap opera crap, nothing of great interest. Oh, lo and behold, Annie wins the contest. What a surprise. Bad news, that's for sure. Wyndham's set up a distraction to create the typical panic and chaos needed for him to grab Annie and run away off to the Black Lodge. And in the nick of time, Andy shows up and gets Dale's attention finally, and says that he's figured it out, and the cave painting is a map, and he knows where it's telling them to go. Andy's a local, so of course he's familiar with the layout of the land, so he probably knows exactly where they're going to head. So yeah, Andy coming through in the clutch. Good for him. So yeah, another great episode. The build up, the last episode and this episode are a great build up to the finale, which is a home run. At 99%. Though the very, very end, people are kind of if we're iffy on and disappointed with initially, but now that this show has been revived, it's kind of like it's kind of gotten I think probably more of a pass from a lot of people. But of course, I'm not going to discuss it now because we haven't gotten to the episode yet. But anyway, yeah, these two episodes building up the Black Lodge and building up all the necessary elements required to access this place, all the clues we've been given. I mean, we've been given in the initial Laura Palmer case, we were given more clues. We were given both supernatural clues, but most of the clues were, kind of tangible objects, more mundane objects. Whereas in the second half with the antagonist of Wyndham Earl, we're getting a lot more kind of occult, esoteric type stuff with symbolism and dreams as well, but more discussing things that are purely put into the supernatural, because in the first part, we do have that supernatural element, but Dale is still operating pretty much under the premise that that Bob is an actual individual living in Twin Peaks, is out and about and walking around. He hasn't, until the end, he doesn't completely figure out that Leland was possessed by Bob. So yeah, and now we're really deep into the supernatural and the occult, way further than we were in the beginning, the Laura Palmer case. And that's really the saving grace of this the second part of the show, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the side plots are okay. They're forgivable when the content is good. But I mean, it's nowhere near as bad. If you want to take a show that got side plot city, a show like True Blood, oh boy. And the sad thing is with the True Blood is a lot of the side plots are better than the main plot. So that shows how crappy that show is. But anyway, so yeah, we're at the precipice of the abyss. We're at the doorstep of the Black Lodge now. Getting into the next episode. Like I said, the next episode is like 95 minutes, 94 minutes, since it's the finale. So, and there's a lot going on, a lot to discuss, more questions brought up that maybe we'll have to wait till the 21st of May to get some answers. And some more speculation on some of the supernatural elements, and I'll do that. It may be a 40-minute video. I may be able to bang through it in less time, because skipping over some of the side plot stuff, like I wasn't able to really do during the Laura Palmer case. But yeah, I'll have that up. Let's see. like I said, I'll definitely have the my notes and everything and all my thoughts written down that I can go off of, because I've got a pretty good memory of the shows and the episodes, so I don't really need to, be watching it right away, and right before I do my recording, or I won't remember everything. So I'll do that, and like I said, I'll watch the finale, and I'll watch the movie and all the extras, and I'll have both of those reviews. Like I said, Wednesday at the latest. They'll definitely be done before season 3 starts, so you'll have some time to reflect on everything and prep yourself for season 3. Yeah, and I will also try to find clips. I'm sure somebody's posted them online, probably on YouTube or something, of the extras that I'm talking about, from the kind of the bonus features on the movie special edition type thing, as if at all possible, so people can have some extra stuff to watch in addition to the standard release of the movie. That way I'm not leaving anybody in the dark when I start talking about stuff that if you'd watched just the original or even the extended version or director's cut, you'd completely miss, and it may just, you get completely lost, and I don't want that to be the case, because I want you to be able to enjoy all aspects of my analysis, because I like doing this stuff. I like talking about all these elements of this show. That's why I like it so much. But anyway, yeah, like I'll get these two. I'll get 20 and 21 uploaded tonight-ish, or super early AM, since I work graveyards and I can do all that crap on my laptop. Yeah, and then early mid next week we'll be all wrapped up. And I'm looking forward to the next season. It's going to be fun, and it'll give me something brand new. Something like I said, I've watched these episodes a ton of times, so it'll be my first fresh initial impressions as a fanboy of Twin Peaks, and I'll be able to, be. Like I said, and believe me, if even though I'm a fanboy of Twin Peaks, but I mean I can take criticism. I'm aware of the show's flaws, so I don't know if that disqualifies me as a fanboy. But like I said, if season 3 sucks, which I doubt it will, I will not go easy on it. I will be merciless if there's stuff in there that I don't like. So believe me, you will get an even-handed review of those episodes, and not just praising it. I don't have the nostalgia factor doesn't kick in. If it's garbage, it's garbage. But I don't expect it to be that way, because Lynch is at the helm, and I think he's been chomping at the bit to revisit this world and all the lore for a very long time. All right, folks. All right, that's it for episode 21 of season 2. I'll get this, like I said, I'll get this all up and ready for the weekend. Tide you over until I can finish up next week. So I hope you enjoyed it, and talk to you next time. Take it easy.